Howdy, y'all, and welcome to the Hobby Lore podcast, where we discuss all manner of wargaming and tabletop-related pastimes in order to educate, entertain, or aggravate.
Hey, everybody.
Hey. Well, here we are again.
I thought you said you had your cheat sheet ready.
I do have my cheat sheet. I am your host, Patrick, from Bombshell Miniatures, and you are...
Vicky.
Also from Bombshell Miniatures.
That's right.
Okay, well, this week we're going to talk about, a little bit later in the podcast, we're going to talk about hobbying, because it's baked right into the title of the podcast, the Hobby Lore Podcast. You may be wondering, what does hobby lore mean? And basically, the idea behind that was, whenever I was thinking about it, was like, well, there's lore in different properties like Star Wars lore and Warhammer lore and that kind of thing. Well, there's actually a hobby lore. And that's part of the heart of what this podcast is about, which is like doing our hobby stuff and getting to the nitty gritty of what that means.
That sounded really intense.
Well,
I don't know. Maybe that's too intense for, immature audience.
It's right. For an immature audience, yeah. Well, it's not meant to be intense, but it's meant to be a fun thing, and basically what we like about hobby stuff, what our hobbies are, and sharing that with other people that have hobbies also. That's an important thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, let's move right into our hobby activities this week, since we're talking about hobby stuff.
What kind of hobbies are you going to share this week?
Okay, well, it's a continuation of the stuff that I had last week, where I was talking about the Necromunda thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this contest thing that's out there about the Necromunda terrain thing. So I got some more printing done on the parts on that. And
this is a thing with the hippogriff that's not a hippogriff?
That is not that at all.
Oh, okay.
This is a completely separate thing.
It's something else. I'm getting it confused already.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
Oh. No, I'm probably getting this confused with something else.
Okay, are you talking about the 80s arcade experience?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Then I was right for a change.
You were right on the dot.
I was right for once. Usually
were.
I get it all wrong.
No, that's correct.
Okay.
Okay, so the thing about that is it's a Necromunda terrain challenge that I found online, and they're running it over on Instagram, and they have like a Discord thing set up and all that. So I had picked out, I want to do this like 80s arcade, like, video game arcade type of a thing. So
how much time is there on that?
The contest is until July, the end of July.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So according
I was
to
getting worried.
Yeah, right. Okay. So the idea is that you it says design, build, and post, your entry. And so you come up with an idea of like, hey, this would be kind of a cool piece of Necromunda terrain. And they have these different categories that you can enter, which is, well, I don't have it in my head. But anyway, I'm going to put a link in the show description where you can go and check out information about it.
That'd be cool.
But the idea is you pick a category, and there's like engineering, or like one of the categories is like, build the tallest, piece of terrain that you can build, and it's stuff like that.
Okay.
And they've got these sponsors, and a lot of the sponsors out there are there are other like STL file creators where you get free STL files, for winning, and paint sets, and just all kinds of prizes and stuff that they're going to have at the end of it. So it seems like it's a pretty big deal, in the community or whatever. But my interest in it is not like, I want to try to go win a trophy thing. It's just that I was inspired by looking at the other terrain that they had from the community. And I thought, this would be a cool project to work on, where it's like it's an 80s arcade where you've got like
is cool.
Thanks. Where you've got like these Warhammer themed video games.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And
that's
so
awesome.
I'm gonna try to run the lighting and stuff in the video game consoles and all that. So I don't know how it's gonna come out, but anyway, between now and then I'll be posting stuff about working on this. So I found some STL files that I had printed out before for this. And so now I've gotten some more things printed, and I'm starting to assemble the layout of like what I'm thinking it's going to look like. So
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see how it comes, but how it goes between now and then. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you said that with the arcade games, and it's Warhammer arcade games,
Uh-huh.
I'm like, okay, it would be so funny if they had one like the old Space Invaders.
Right.
And it's Tyranids.
Yeah,
And they're
yeah.
all like, you
Yeah.
know, it's just rows after rows of Tyranids.
Of like
coming at it, and
Hormigons
you're,
coming.
like running along, you know, pew, pew, pew.
Yeah,
pew,
yeah.
pew, pew.
I think that's hilarious. And because I was thinking, it's like, well, it should be like Xenos Invaders, right? Okay, that'd
Yeah.
be like one of the things. And then there's another thing. So it'd be like asteroids. It's like, well, you could do like Blackstones, you know, or whatever. So it's a thing in the
Okay.
talking about lore. It's a lore thing,
no,
right?
I got it.
So I'm running short on puns of that stuff. So I may kind of, you know, try to solicit suggestions or ideas, you know, from the community. It's like, hey, post your, you know, like your Warhammer themed 80s arcade game
In the
you know,
comments.
in the comments. And
That's cool.
I would be interested to hear, and then I'll make a little version of that and post it. But anyway,
That'd be kind of fun.
so that was one of the hobby things that I got done, or that I was working on. I got my little dune buggy finally built.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's ready to primer. And so I was shooting some video of that, of like converting the guy in the turret. So I got that done. So now that I have a weapon mount in order to like start sculpting the, or building the weapon conversion pieces on, I'll probably start doing that whenever I've got time again to do that. But at least the little dune buggy's ready to go. So,
Cool.
Yeah. And painted a little bit more on the Corsairs. Those are almost done. I want to try to get those finished up, you know, this weekend or whatever, if I can paint on those a little bit more. But that's pretty much all my hobby stuff as far as outside that goes. What hobby stuff did you? What hobby stuff
You're
did you
looking
get to?
over there. You know, I know I did zero hobby stuff.
You did something. I know you did some painting stuff, and you did some other.
Well,
things
yeah,
and,
I did
you know.
painting on display stuff for us, but for the display cases for the show. But
Yeah.
yeah, my little entry, I have not worked on that, and I
Okay.
need to.
Yeah.
So
Well,
maybe
you know-
maybe later this weekend or maybe next week I can kind of. Hey, yeah, I need to work on that.
Okay. Well, here was something I wanted to kind of put to you because, not that you need anything else to work on, because it's like both of us have pretty full.
Well, that's
dockets,
true.
right?
We have a lot of things going
Yeah.
on. So
But I was just going to mention that it's like I think there's a painting contest that's coming up for pigment in July, and so if you had a thing that was like, oh, I want to paint that and take it as a display model.
Ooh.
That might be, yeah, there it is.
Ooh. I was just thinking, we have some STL files that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of, right.
If some of that was
Yeah.
printed out, maybe I don't know.
Yeah, there's a bunch of STL files that we have that.
Oh, you're evil.
Look, I'm just trying to encourage you to, you know, right?
yeah.
And look, and I'm not saying it's like
No.
it's a thing I want you to work on. It's a thing that you would want to work on.
No, I get it. I'm just kidding. But it's still evil. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. Well, there's yet something else to
To put on the list.
to
Right.
throw into the mix.
Yeah. So
that's cool.
I've got a list. Okay. Well, I have a list of the STL files that I have, and then there's some stuff that I had downloaded for you off of the last My Mini Factory sale that I haven't printed out yet. So if there's anything that's in that library that you'd think, ooh, I want to start on that between now and then, we'll look through that.
Yeah,
and then
we're
you
gonna
can-
have to look at that after the podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because
We're gonna have to look at that,
Right.
and then we'll have maybe a picture of it for next week or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Hey, here's what I'm gonna do.
Well, you can post pictures of that, you know, once
Yeah.
it's printed, you know, like when you get started on it. So,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's cool. So, okay. So then here's a little segment that we missed last week that we were going to talk about.
I was kind of disappointed because but I didn't think about it, and I was like, well, I kind of would have liked to have had that in every episode.
Uh-huh.
So it's
Okay.
like, yeah, I have the cat chat.
Cat chat. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Well, that's so what?
because we have 3 cats, so
Yes, we do. Now, look, I mean, I love my cats, right? But
Yeah.
that's a lot of
They
cats.
love you.
They do.
they love you too.
Yeah.
They love
They
you
miss
very
us when we're gone.
Yeah, they do. They miss us quite a bit.
Right. So Shastan is elderly now. He's 16, 15.
He turned 15 just this past March the 17th.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So he was pretty scrawny. We took him to the vet.
Yeah.
And so they said, well, he's got a little bit of cancer kind of thing, right? Which is
Yeah.
a bad thing.
Wow.
But they gave him some meds that's helping him with his
Yeah.
food, and he's gained some weight back.
Yeah.
Now
He's looking better, and he's acting like he feels a lot better.
Right.
Because he's running around and playing with that knuckleheaded baby.
Yeah, and she's only 4.
Yeah.
So that's a wide gap
Yeah.
for them. But they're both
He's-
kittens. You know, I mean.
Well, he's always just been a big overgrown kitten. He's
Yeah.
so funny because, y'all, he's a pretty big cat, and he's funny because he's that side crab thing move they do.
Right.
You know, ooh, I'm big. Look at me. Be scared.
Yeah.
When they're kittens, he never grew out of that.
Yeah.
And he does that still. And
Yeah,
it's hilarious
he-
because he's huge and he's like, oh, I'm big. It's like, yeah, you are.
Yeah, he'll still do that whenever Lilu jumps at him.
Yeah.
But
I think he's scared of her.
yeah. So yeah. So but anyway, yeah. So we did a little bit of moving the litter boxes around to kind of accommodate him a little bit more, and
Yeah.
I think that's helped. And so, but it's good because it seems like he's got his appetite back now.
Yeah.
And so he's doing a lot better.
He definitely seems like he's feeling a lot better. So
Mm-hmm.
that's good.
Well, he still runs through the house and does all that stuff. He's not just laying around. So
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, so in the upcoming episodes, we will have more updates on our cat chat segment.
Mm-hmm. And we also have another little girl, Natiri.
Yes, she's
Yeah.
kind of she's the middle girl. She's a little bit younger than Shastan is.
Yeah,
but
she's
still
14.
Yeah, she's still elderly now.
Yeah.
But see, whenever she had lost weight before we took her in, and the vet
Prescribed the same medication.
subscribed
and
the same
Subscribed.
subscribed the same medication.
Yeah, subscribe to cats.
Yeah, but anyway, but she wound up like just going overboard on.
Yeah, she had lost like 2 pounds, which is a lot for a cat.
Yeah.
And she was really scaring us there. But she had some kind of allergen to the food,
Yeah.
to their dry
To
food.
the dry food. So we
And,
took her off of that, and then we started giving her this medication, and now
And now she's as big as a cantaloupe.
right. Well, I mean, it does look like she's swallowed a volleyball.
does.
She has a little round,
Man, she
Yeah.
is.
yeah, and just
Whoop.
spreads out on the floor and is super happy. you
Yeah,
know, like
she seems a lot happier now.
Yeah. This podcast is sponsored by Bombshell Miniatures, models for your miniature agnostic games. We want to spotlight the return of the Scout Ship Terrain Kit. This model features a retro rocket ship terrain piece with removable top hull, playable interior, and articulated boarding hatches. This kit is lovingly 3D printed in FDM and resin to give the best combination of durability and aesthetic for your miniature agnostic sci-fi tabletop games. Visit bombshellminis.com to see all about it. Okay, so we're back. Thank you for our sponsor, Bombshell, this week. It's probably going to be our sponsor going forward most weeks.
Yeah, so
Since
check
that's
it out.
kind of our thing, okay, right? Okay, so stuff that we saw this week. I have a whole list of things that I saw
Okay,
this
well,
week.
you go for it.
Well, I mean, it's not really like a whole list. It's just like it's a couple of things that I wanted to mention. So,
Okay, well, go right ahead.
The first thing that's on the list that I wanted to mention was the movie Michael, about the Michael Jackson biography. Because we'd seen a trailer about that like a while back, and it looked really cool. And so we went to see that this afternoon.
Yeah, it
and checked it out.
delivered. It was really
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah, that was super cool. I want to say thanks to Anton Fuqua and the whole cast and crew on that for taking me straight back to 1984.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it
The
really,
details in that were amazing.
yeah, it was
It was like, oh my
unbelievable.
gosh.
Yeah. And the actor that's playing Michael in the lead role, it's he's spot on. So, and
It was
yeah,
it's pretty astounding.
I was completely amazed by all that. I'm not going to spoil it, but there's some, if you're familiar with his stuff at all, if you're like, if you've been alive in the last 50 years and know anything about Michael Jackson and his, musical career, then you'll be able to see all the highlights and stuff in that of like, it hits all the major things that happened, up to a certain point. So I think it goes through like 1988 is what it said, like at the end of it.
Yeah. Was it the end of the Victory Tour or?
It started, it was that performance in London.
Oh, that's right.
After
it went on to the international,
Bad, Bad album came out. Yeah.
After Bad.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're going to do another one or if there's more coming or anything like that.
It seems like they are to me.
It kind of gave, it gave that
seems like
impression.
they're going to continue, which is like, that's good because that's not the whole story.
Yeah. Well, and it didn't say that it was like, Michael Jackson Volume 1, kind of a thing. But, like they did with Dune. So like with Dune, you knew, okay, well, this is just like the first part of it. So there's more coming, But so like this gets up to a certain point, you kind of go like, oh, there's some more to this, So it'd be cool if they did. I mean, if they did another one, I'd go see it because this was, it was unbelievable. So, and I think my favorite part was the thriller segment.
Oh, man, when they were filming it?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It was really neat.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, I really enjoyed that. So you guys check that out. The other thing that I saw this week is I'm going to read you this headline. Avengers Endgame theatrical re-release will include brand new footage ahead of Doomsday. Okay.
What?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's that thing. Okay.
Yeah. So apparently what they're going to do is they're going to re-release Avengers Endgame. And I don't know, I guess it's in the theaters or I know they'll probably put it on Disney or whatever, like at some point. But
I think you can watch it on Disney.
Well, you can't. Yeah. Like the original for the 2019 version, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay. But this is supposed to have, what does this say? Will include brand new footage. So apparently this is supposed to have like 17 seconds of like
is this like that's what I was gonna say, is this like the Big Bang 17 more seconds to the Indiana Jones thing?
That's what it that's what that sounds like to me. I was like, what are you guys doing? Like and it totally changes the context of the
Okay, are they doing that because of the new movie that's coming out?
Yeah.
They're trying to make it there's the pegs fit in the proper
receptacles. Yeah, right. That's what it sounded like.
Oh my gosh!
I'm like, okay, well, I don't know if I want to sit through it just to see like 17. Now, look, I'm not saying they said it was going to be 17,
it's just 17 seconds.
Right. It could be like 2 minutes. I mean, it's like
it could be 15 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, would I sit through Endgame again? It's like maybe I don't know. So I don't know. It's if they just cut the footage out and stuck it on YouTube and it's like, okay, well, here's the clip. I would watch that,
Here's the part that you need to know about.
Yeah. And it's like, but
here's the part that we didn't show you in the previous movie that you need to know about for the next movie.
Right. But they're not going to do that. They're going to put it out in the movie theater and charge you $20 a ticket. to watch. Oh, there's 2 minutes of footage that we haven't seen. Now, okay, now to be fair, okay.
Yeah,
whenever they talked about like the Star Wars Episode 1 is coming to theaters this summer, and you could go and watch the trailer for episode. Now, I realize how Episode 1 turned out, but I mean, but at the time we were like, this is a new Star Wars movie we've never seen before. It's brand new. So I went to see this terrible, and I think it was a Jack Ryan movie that had like Will Smith in it or something. I can't remember what it was, some kind of spy movie. And that was the movie that had the trailer for Episode 1 on it. So I went to see that movie just to see the Episode 1 trailer.
See the trailer?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So, okay, so I'm susceptible
to die-hard fandom right there.
Right. Okay, so I get that that's a thing, but I don't know.
Go see it. Don't see it. When you see the trailer,
I'll know. Yeah.
Make up your mind.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay.
Or wait for it to stream on something.
Right. So
maybe it'll stream on Disney.
But yeah, well, maybe it's like, and if they put it out on Disney Plus between now and like when they're going to do Doomsday, then I may watch it on that, but like, am I going to go see it again? I don't think it would be, I don't think it would be a thing that I would go see, just to,
okay.
For like I don't
All right. There's a lot of other things I'd rather try to, if I'm going to go to the theater, to maybe go see.
Right. The only other thing that I saw this week that I thought was notable in mentioning is over on Warcom this week, they published a new Apocrypha for Necromunda, which is the, what's it called? I don't have the title, but it's over on the Necromunda page, but it's a racing game. So
that's the racing game you were talking about.
Right. So it's rules for racing through the ash wastes, which is kind of a cool idea because I had seen pictures of, I don't have these, but I had seen pictures of the House Escher gangs, or House Escher gang has these rocket bikes that they have that they zoom around on. And I know we have rocket bikes.
Yes.
And so I've got that little dune buggy, which is supposed to be for the Palanite Enforcers officially, even though I'm converting it over for my Astra Militarum guys. It's like, well, that's a thing that would race around out in the ash wastes. So I'm thinking that it's like, in addition to Gaslands, we could throw some models together and race them around on the table and see how that...
And try out those
And try it
rules.
out. And see,
try out their system.
Sure.
Yeah, because we had a lot of fun with Gaslands, even though we were playing it all wrong.
Right. Yeah. Well, and it's funny because it's like at Adepticon, Mike Hutchins came by the booth and was looking at our rocket bikes and stuff because he had seen that post.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I got to meet him. I didn't know he was going to be there, or I would have taken my Gaslands book and had him scribble on it. Yeah. But I did get a picture with him, so that was fun. But anyway, it would be cool to kind of try that out and kind of compare,
compare how those rules work compared to how Gaslands works, even though we obviously didn't know how they work.
Right. Yeah. We were playing it wrong, and
but we were still having fun.
It was fun.
It was still fun, even though we were doing, I think it had something to do with...
I think what we should have done was we should have gone to YouTube and watched the how to play videos before we played the game rather than afterwards.
Yeah, on hindsight, that probably would have been the better thing to do.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, let's watch this before we play.
Yeah. That would probably be better.
It's like, that would have been much better.
Right. So was there anything that you saw this week that you wanted to mention? That
I can't think of anything.
You didn't see anything at all?
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I can't think of anything that is like, I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Sorry.
We're just going to leave that silence in here as she ponders not seeing anything this week. So, no, that's fine. But I'm sure you'll probably see something, and we'll have that next week.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure, or I'll think, I did see something last week, and it was this. Because that's how I am.
Yeah. That happens to me all the time. Oh, I could have said that.
I could have mentioned that.
And we missed Cat Chat last week. See, it's like, we could have talked about the cats. And stuff. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get on to the main topic then, and we're going to talk about hobby stuff.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Because this is the Hobby Lore podcast.
Yeah, you keep mentioning that.
Right. So the lore of the hobby. Okay, now here's the thing. Okay, I in preparation for the show, I did go online and look at the Merriam-Webster dictionary for what the definition of a hobby actually is. And here's something that I didn't know. Under the entry for hobby as a noun, it comes up and it says that it's an old world falcon that's blue and white with stripes across its breast.
Wow.
And I had no idea that there was a hobby falcon out there. So
that is cool.
Yeah, and it's
hobby.
And apparently it's like blue and gray or bluish gray or something like that. Anyway.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. And it had an old world falcon, and old world was capitalized. So I don't know. I can't imagine that it's talking about the Warhammer old world, you know? And so is it extinct or
Wow.
I don't know what that means.
don't know.
So I didn't have time before we started recording the podcast, but I kind of wanted to go and look up a little more stuff about like, well, what is this hobby falcon and what does that mean?
That's
You know?
pretty cool.
Yeah. So if you guys are interested in the hobby falcon and you have any information about that, post that also in the comments, and then we'll see if we were wrong next week.
Which we might.
Which we might be. We very well could be. Okay. But the actual definition that I ran across, according to Merriam-Webster, and I don't know if that's actually their name, but yeah, I'm just going to go with that. So it says, what is a hobby? Okay. Noun, a pursuit outside of one's regular occupation engaged in especially for relaxation.
Okay.
Okay, so let's unpack that a little bit. Okay. It's a pursuit outside of one's regular occupation.
Well, a lot of people are doing hobbies, I don't know that they're making livings at it, but maybe some people are fortunate and they are, but I know some people are like, they do hobby stuff and make money on it.
Yeah. Okay. And that's exactly what I was thinking of about what the topic would be. Okay.
Yeah.
Or part of what we wanted to talk about in the topic.
Yeah.
Is that is it the activity that's the hobby, or is it the hobby itself? Okay. And let me see if I can get to where I'm going with this.
Okay.
Okay. Let's just say that my job is licking envelopes. Okay. So I lick envelopes all day and I'm just trying to come up with something, generic, right? Okay. So that's my job. So from 9 to 5, I lick envelopes and seal them up for some company. Okay. And then I go home and I enjoy licking envelopes so much that I'm going to lick envelopes when I get home. Okay. So that
just sounds really unsanitary.
Okay. Right. Okay. Look,
it's
it's just the thing because it could be anything. It's like, okay, well, I cut the grass. I cut the grass at home. That's
Mow
my job.
lawns.
I'm a lawn keeper or whatever.
Landscaper.
Yeah.
Landscaper. Let's go there.
Or greenskeeper or
Greenskeeper. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let me preface that by saying that it's like, okay, one of the occupations that I had as a professional was I worked in a call center. Okay. So I worked at a help desk for many years. Okay. And the last thing that I wanted to do whenever I was not at work was to talk on the phone to anybody.
Yeah.
So whenever
you did that all day.
Because I did that all day. And
Yeah.
it was,
No, that makes sense.
and it was, not only was I just talking on the phone, but it was like I was talking on the phone to people I didn't want to talk to and trying to solve their problems over the phone.
Yeah.
Which is a very difficult thing to do.
That is hard to do.
Because I can't see what they're looking at and they can't describe what they're seeing.
Yeah, and some people can't describe what you can't see.
Right. So it was extremely difficult.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I come home, it's like, as my hobby, do I want to do telemarketing? No. It's like, that's the last thing. Yeah.
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 No, I get that.
So that's kind of where I'm going with the activity or the occupation. It's like, so what is it that makes it the hobby? To me, according to what it's saying in the definition, is that it's outside of your occupation. So it's like, well, it's a thing because the other half of it says especially for relaxation. And that's, I think, the crux of what we're wanting to get to in our discussion about the hobby. It's like, especially for relaxation.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's some points about that I kind of wanted to talk about because as a sculptor, so now I'm not just licking envelopes and taking phone calls. Okay. Now I'm a sculptor, professional sculptor, that I make models and I work in ZBrush for hours at a time for other people for pay on things that I may or may not be interested in doing. Okay. So outside of that, do I want to spend my spare time doing the same activity? And there's two answers to that. Yes and no.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, right? Because
Yeah, because I mean, you're fortunate to be able to do something that you were doing as a hobby that you liked, and now you're able to, make a living at it. Uh, but now it's turned it into, I guess, now it's become like a job, and then it kind of starts taking some of the fun out of it, I
Yeah.
guess. I don't know.
well, it can.
Yeah.
It can.
But I would still think that it can still be like when you're just doing it for yourself, that it would still be fun.
Right. But but in that regard, you have to find the inspiration to do the things that it's like, well, I want to do this for myself. Okay.
Right.
And the examples are like a couple of things that I mentioned earlier. Okay. Because one is like, the Necromunda thing that I want to work on. It's like, okay, well, that's not for work,
No, that's
Right.
just something you want to do.
It's something I want to do. So it's like, okay, well, I'm going to make these little video game consoles, that are game scale
Yeah.
and print them out. And it's like, oh, look, this is a cool little thing, you
Yeah.
know? And the same thing is, doing these weapon conversion things for the dune buggy deal, it's like, okay, well, that's fun because I'm going to make the thing and I'll have it, and so that's what's inspiring to me about it, because it's a thing that I want to do as opposed to a thing that it's like, well, I have to do it,
Mm-hmm.
So, and I guess a similar thing would be like commissioned painters, because you did painting commission and you even did painting and sold stuff on eBay for a while.
Well, yeah.
Like back when we first started,
Way back in the day.
way back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
So whenever you were painting commission stuff, because I think you did like a big dwarf army, and
My gosh.
do you remember the dwarf army that you painted?
Oh, no. Yeah, that was a lot of dwarves.
That was a lot of dwarves.
That
Yeah.
was a lot of dwarves. Yeah. Yeah.
So doing that, it kind of took the fun out of doing it's like, okay, well, I'm going to paint, commission stuff
You
all
know
day.
what? I don't know if that's what did it or not. See, what makes things fun for me, like if I can paint something where I'm happy with it, then I enjoy painting.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing with my drawing. I mean, I used to draw all the time and then I stopped and now I'm trying to get back into it and it's a struggle and I don't like the struggle and everything I do looks like you know what and
Okay.
and I'm unhappy with it. But if I can just work through that
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
get back to where, I was happy with what I was drawing, and then maybe try to improve upon that even at some point. That'd be kind of cool too, to take it even farther. But, just to get to the point where I'm enjoying it, that's what I enjoy is like, I mean, that didn't make any sense whatsoever. When I enjoy it, that's when I enjoy.
Right. No,
No, when I'm doing something I'm okay with. I don't look at it and go, that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, okay, then
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I'm it may not be the greatest, but I'm happy with it.
Right.
And it doesn't look weird or I'm pleased with the results.
Right.
And that's when I'm enjoying it.
And that's kind of the first bullet point that I kind of wanted to get to, was like what you were talking about, which is find what you enjoy the most in the hobby that you're doing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, you wouldn't think that it's like, okay, well, going to the movies is a hobby, but it kind of is. Okay. And here's the thing about it, because, now hear me out. Okay.
I'm listening.
Okay. Because back in the day, well, I mean, I'm an OG Star Wars fan, because I was there in 1977 when that movie first came out. Okay.
I was too.
Yeah. Okay. But as it went along, it's like, it's kind of like an exercise in diminishing returns, because after the first two movies that came out, it just seems to, I don't seem to enjoy as much of it as everybody else seems to enjoy. And that's okay, because I'm not going to, it took me a while to get to this place to where it's like, I'm not going to begrudge, or yuck somebody else's yum, where it's
Well,
like,
things are made for different audiences, and sometimes you're just not part of that audience.
right. So,
And that's okay.
So what I've been able to find is the things that I do enjoy in it and enjoy those things. And it's like, look, I'm going to let everybody else have, Skeleton Crew and Acolyte and these things that it's like, it's not really for me. But I'm still going to enjoy Rogue One and Andor and even Solo to a certain extent. I know there's a lot of
Solo.
I enjoyed that too, and I know there's a lot of folks out there that complain about it for whatever reason, but but the point of that is that it's like, okay, well whatever the activity is that you're doing, try to find the thing in it that you enjoy and get that joy out of it.
Yeah.
Like, so if you're going to sit there and draw, it's that I'm going to enjoy the process, not the result. Okay. And that's kind of a profound thing because it's the journey and not the destination. Right.
Right. And I've kind of come to that here lately because I've been kind of forcing myself to like do certain things when I draw. And I'm like, you know what? I think I need to step back and just, I don't really feel like I've ever been much of a doodler.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some people doodle all the time and, it's like, oh my gosh.
My mom was like that. She would fill up little notepads right next to the phone.
Just doing. And I'm like, you know what? But part of me is kind of like, I think I'm coming at this maybe in a bad way for me right now and trying to, structure everything certain ways and do this and, X, Y, Z and all that stuff. So I think I'm just going to start, if it's to relax and have fun, I think I'm just going to start like taking the pencil or marker or whatever and just see where I start sketching and see where it takes me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I think that's what I'm going to do. And I've watched some other people, it's come up in my feed on stuff and just watching like time lapse of them and it's just and it's the thing I love about drawing, the fluidity of it. Yeah. And that's what they're doing. And I'm like, maybe I should just let myself do that and do that for a while and see what happens.
Yeah. And that's the next part that I kind of wanted to talk about was competitive. Okay. Because a lot of times where you're like, well, I'm trying to enjoy an activity and other people are either having different results or, say for example, if your hobby is, I want to learn how to play guitar. Okay. And you pick it up and you make a bunch of noise and it's like, oh, well, this isn't really what, I'm not getting the results that I want. It's like, yeah, but you just started doing what you're doing. And it's like, did you enjoy the actual activity? And that's the important thing. Yeah. It's like, well, because you're not competing. It's like, oh, I'm not Eddie Van Halen kind of thing. It's like, well, you're not supposed to be. You're supposed to be you and enjoying the activity that you're doing. Right. Right. So, and I kind of look at that as, because you and I have talked about activities and like my retirement hobby. Because I talk about my retirement hobby is like, ooh, fishing. I want to do fishing stuff. Yeah. But see,
you're going to fall off the boat.
Okay. Probably with as bad as my balance is, but yeah. But the thing about it is I think I have this idealized image of like as a kid, like going and fishing and doing the thing.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on with you. It's like I think the other day when we were talking about this out at Kenny and Stacy's, I was kind of like, yeah, you're exactly right because you said if you actually went out and did it now, you'd probably be like, yeah, this isn't as great as I remember. Right. And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I am too. And and so. And then it kind of goes back to like, well, find the joy in the things you want to do. It's like, so look, if you've kind of built up in your head about like, ooh, I want to do this thing, and I think it's going to be really cool. And you try it and it's not for you, where it's like, oh, that's not as fun as I thought it was. It's like, well, you don't
find something else.
Find something else. Find another hobby, or, do a different aspect of the hobby.
But if it's a thing like, well, you had fun doing it and you're like, well, mine doesn't look as great as so-and-so's or such and such's. It's like, well, who cares?
It's not a contest.
It's like, pick up another one and keep doing it, because sooner or later, I mean, that's one thing that I learned about painting. It's like, if you want to get better at painting, just keep doing it.
Yeah.
And you will.
Yeah. And
I mean, the more you do it, the better you'll get at it.
Right. And does that enhance your enjoyment of it? Maybe, if that's what your goal is, because what you've got to do is you got to figure out what your goal is it's like, okay, if you pick an activity to do, then the enjoyment has to be enjoyable. The activity has to be the enjoyment, right? So is it like, what if it's a competitive activity? What if it's like, well, I'm playing, Warhammer tournaments, or I'm playing poker, in these poker tournaments, or something like that. It's like, okay, well, is your enjoyment the playing of the game, or is your enjoyment in the winning? And so
man, see, that's playing games that's interesting, because I mean, there's lots of things about playing games that's fun.
Yeah.
It's like especially like battle games.
Right.
It's like, okay, it's fun to me. Well, even RPGs. I mean, it's the same kind of thing. It's like, okay, battle game, putting together your force, your army, or your little skirmish band or whatever. I mean, to me, that's fun. It's like, ooh, what am I going to pick? And ooh, what kinds of stuff am I going to give them? And ooh, what kind of spells are they going to have? Or what kind of weapons? Or what kind of gear? Or whatever. And same kind of thing with RPG. It's like, ooh, what class do I want to play? And what kind of things do I want them to have? And whatnot. And it's like, that's fun. And then playing the game is fun. And then if you're playing in competition, well, winning's fun too.
Well, right. Right. Okay. But yeah. So
what's Tim Robbins' character say in Bull Durham? Winning, man, it's better than losing.
Yeah. And he's not wrong.
Winning's fun. It's not everything, but it's fun.
But here's the thing that you were talking about that brought this to mind, was that it's like, for some people, the hobby of wargaming is the list building. It's like they don't enjoy
the playing.
The playing is there are people out there that it's like, hey, what I enjoy about the wargaming hobby is the list building and the meta.
I can see that,
and
I can see that, because I think it's a lot of fun to do that.
Yeah, and it's like, but there are other people that are like, oh, I hate that. I can't. I just want to roll some dice and drink some beers and stuff.
I guess that's all. See, I like all of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's fun to put an army together.
Yeah.
And then it's fun to play it and see,
what happens.
Hey,
like,
man,
hey,
this stuff I figured out to do with this stuff. It's like, hey, that worked really well.
Right. Yeah. Look at all these storm vermin marching around the table.
Scaring all the cavalry over to the poison wind globadiers. Ha ha. No armor saves, buddy. Die, man.
Yeah.
Poor horsey. Oh, sorry. Feel bad about those horses. Though.
Yeah. So competitive, right?
Yeah.
No, I get that, but, and so I guess I'm trying to kind of balance that, in my own viewpoint of like, well, if I have a competitive hobby, like if I'm a hockey player, or like, and I'm not talking about professional. I mean, like on your, your company team or something, or your soccer team or whatever it is, softball. Is it fun going out and performing the activity, or is the fun like the winning the goal kind of a thing? And that's where you have to,
Well, I mean, if you're not having fun playing the game,
why are you doing it?
Why play the game if you're not having fun doing it?
Yeah. It's like, well, we won anyway, but I hated it.
That's what I was thinking. It's like, yeah, we won, but man, I hate playing this game. It's like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So that kind of gets into our last little segment that I kind of wanted to address with the hobby thing, which was, if this isn't fun anymore, why am I still doing it?
Well, maybe it's time to look for a new hobby.
Yeah. Or an adjacent activity to that hobby.
Well, or maybe, come at that hobby from a different perspective, and maybe you would enjoy it again.
Right. That's
something.
That's what I mean. It's like reevaluate.
Yeah.
And so then it kind of cycles back to like what we were talking about at the beginning, where it's like, well, what do I enjoy about this?
Yeah.
Or
and two, maybe it's something like you just need to take a break from it.
That's fine.
Because it's kind of like goes back to like in your case, if you're, for your work, you're doing, your hobby, basically. Or something that started as a hobby and you're doing it as work, and then you're wanting to, well, I really wish I could get back to just, doing it, like a hobby and doing it for myself.
Yeah.
It's like, well, maybe you just need to take a break from it for a while and you could come back and do that. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the point that I'm trying to get to with like sculpting stuff, because I've, particularly with the pigment show coming up, there are some things that that's been crawling around in the back of my head that I see these really cool art pieces, they're like busts and display pieces and things from other sculptors, or, painters are painting them up to this really high level. And they're really amazing looking. And I kind of want to get to the point to where it's, I can look at something like that and kind of push myself, and it doesn't have to be for a thing. It's like, well, this is not for a game, and it's not for a,
just do it for yourself.
Exactly. And I've got a couple of things like that that's kind of cooking on the back burner. And when we talked about this last year, I was kind of at the place where it's like, I wish I had a thing that I was inspired to do. And I kept looking for that inspiration. Like, I want to do a thing. I just don't know what it is.
Right.
And so now that's I'm starting to narrow in on what that might be. And so I've got a couple of ideas for busts in mind that I'm thinking, oh, well, this would be kind of a cool thing to take to the pigment show, as a new release.
That's a cool idea.
Kind of a thing. So I'm starting to kind of think about what that's going to be, and, what would I want to do more than something else? Yeah. And try to find my joy in that again.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a good way that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah. So for anybody listening to this, you can follow my Instagram account and see if that's actually going to happen here between now and the end of July. Because
maybe there'll be pics later.
There might be. There will definitely be pics online. So, yeah.
Cool.
So, okay. Well, we've got a little bit of time left before the end of the episode.
Good, because I remembered something that I kind of wanted to talk about.
Okay, well then go ahead and jump right in with that.
Well, when we went up to the game store earlier this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Keith came out, my nephew, who
went to Adepticon.
With Pat. Y'all probably would have, people who listened to the first podcast heard quite a bit about him early, in that one.
Yeah.
But he came out to help me do some play testing on the Sidekick Scuffle game. And we had a lot of fun. And I'll tell you why in a second. But we were checking on something that the gentleman that helped me play test the week earlier had made this comment. And I can't remember if I mentioned this in the first podcast or not.
That's
and
okay.
If I did and I'm repeating myself, I apologize. But anyway, he made a comment about, the sidekicks have different values. And one of the values they have is a power value. And I kind of just came in initially structuring it from a mathematical perspective, I guess, instead of a lore, a lore perspective. I did not consider the lore perspective. Shame on me. And So I had, certain, like the low power sidekicks get 0, and as part of a roll they make, it's a bonus. And then the middle ones get 1, and the more powerful ones get 2. And he had made the comment, he looked at me and he was all sad, and it was like, he was like, oh, so even the least powerful sidekicks, they don't get power from themselves? And I was thinking, oh, I didn't think of it like that. I gotta fix this.
Yeah.
So I changed it, and I kind of did a rehaul, like an overhaul on all the cards and everything. And I went through and checked a lot of things, because there were several things that there was only like one of this and one of this, and a whole bunch of these were all the same. And so I kind of wanted to kind of spread the spectrum on a lot of stuff a bit more. And so I kind of tried to address that. But in doing so, I kind of created an issue, because part of what I'm trying to balance, which is really kind of tricky, is the more powerful sidekicks would be able to repeatedly have enough resources to continually use their more powerful abilities every turn. And so I was like, well, how can I address that? There's got to be some kind of fun game thing we can do that would help address this issue. And so I came up with that the sidekicks can steal power from the other sidekicks, their opponent sidekicks. So I kind of came up with a thing for that, and that's what Keith was helping me playtest Monday night. And it's so far so good, because it seemed like it worked pretty well. It wasn't overpowered either way, and it didn't really devolve into you take my power tokens, I take your power tokens kind of thing. And it also did not bog the game down, which was a big concern I had about that. But anyway, so we seem to be doing okay with it. The funny thing that happened was we did a couple of player versus player runs, and then we did
Drama one.
Yeah, he put a team together to fight a boss sidekick. So in the game, there'll be boss sidekicks that you can either solo against, and they have like a little control card that has their abilities and kind of tells you when they're more apt to use certain abilities over other abilities and stuff like that. But so I thought, well, I'll play drama, the drama, the demon llama, and he can have his team fight drama. And drama had, I think, had defeated all of his sidekicks except one. Mm-hmm. So, because the bosses are very powerful, so even a team of 3 against one boss should be a pretty difficult fight and they might lose. But so he still just had the Sahara. He mm-hmm. still had Sahara the camel.
Yeah.
And he came within, okay, drama has like 12 health, which is a lot in this game. And because most of them have 5 or 6, some of them may have a little bit more, and some of them have like 4. So, mm-hmm. I mean, it's kind of tricky. Yeah, they're squishy. You got to be careful. But anyway, so he was down to Sahara the camel. And he had this ability, Sahara has this ability that drama was ignoring the initial 2 points of damage on any kind of damage drama takes, because it's a demon llama. Mm-hmm. So Sahara had this ability, kick, and it would do 3 points of damage, so 1 point would get through. And then he could roll a D4, and it had the potential to stun the target.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've never seen so many sixes in my life because he kept hitting drama with Sahara for 1 point and then stunning drama, and I couldn't, so drama couldn't respond.
Yeah.
So it's like, what you gonna do? And he'd get his points back, and he'd go, I'm gonna kick him.
I'm gonna kick again.
And kick, and it stunned him, and he got down to 2. So he almost did it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my gosh, we were laughing. That was so funny.
I was sitting on the other end of the table painting and stuff, and I could hear what was going on. And it's like, stunned again.
Stunned again.
Yeah.
Because, as soon as drama could do something, it was all over.
Yeah.
But it was like, oh my gosh, if he could have just rolled 6s 2 more times, he would have defeated drama.
That's funny.
So,
oh, man.
So that was fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was probably funner than the retelling was.
Well, no, I mean, it sounds like an interesting game, and you've gotten a lot of feedback and stuff on it. So it's, I'm glad that you're
I'm
able
hoping to get some more this weekend.
Yeah. We'll find out if we're going to have the guys come out here in a little bit and see if they're going to do that. And then we'll let all of the listeners know what the results were next week. You know, whenever we talk about the previous week again. So, and talking about next week, what have you got on your docket, your schedule, your agenda for the coming week as far as hobby stuff goes? Do you want to try to get back into painting on your entry, or?
Yeah, I kind of need to make some progress with that. So hopefully that's going to happen this next week. And I would just like to do some more drawing too, just,
To try and do some doodles like you were talking about, and just something more free form kind of a thing.
Yeah, just kind of, do some sketching and just kind of not really worry about sketching something in particular, just kind of see where my imagination takes me. So, and just kind of do that and start working out the kinks and try to get back into it better.
Yeah. Well, I think that I gotta figure out what I want to do next month for the Hobby Progress Challenge. And I think it's going to be the dune buggy. I think I'll just package that up and do that for May, and enter that.
That's your monthly challenge thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's, because over on the internet, the Independent Characters, Warhammer podcast that they do, they've got the monthly hobby challenge where you pick a squad and post it at the beginning of the month, and you work on it all month and then post the results, So I haven't missed a month, even with Adepticon. I managed to get my Eldar.
I couldn't believe you did that.
My Eldar Farseer. Well, what helped was that I had already assembled and primered it, and it was just like, it was ready to paint.
Yeah.
Sitting there.
Yeah.
And so when I got back from Adepticon, I was thinking, I got to finish this so I can enter it. And I had a couple of days. So I came out here and spent a couple of hours painting it and finished it up.
That's awesome.
To post it. So I used I pulled out all of my tools out of the toolbox and went through my zippy quick tabletop painting techniques. Yeah, there was a little bit of speed paint involved. I'm not going to deny it.
Yeah.
So no slap chopping.
I don't know. I like working with speed paint. I'm kind of working at ways to use it that I don't think it was intended for.
Yeah.
That
well, I still need to bust out this one-step stuff from Monument Hobbies and try that out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that'll be cool.
Because I'm kind of using it like watercolor.
That's probably a good thing because it's very similar to that.
Yeah. It behaves in a lot of ways very like watercolor.
Like a watercolor. Yeah.
The only problem is you got to be careful with reactivation.
Right. Yeah.
So, but spraying Teppy with the matte.
Yeah, the matte sealer
the matte
over
stuff, that's worked really well.
I was going to ask if that's helped.
Yep,
With
and
like,
I've got a plan on that, so I'm like, okay, this is how I'm gonna go forward with that.
Yeah, so for the listeners may not be aware of that you were painting one of our display models and you wanted to use speed paints on it. So since you were afraid that by putting another layer of speed paint over what you had already painted, it may reactivate it, what I did was after you had painted your first coat, I took that out and sprayed just a quick layer of Tester's Dull Coat over that to seal it. And then that way you could work on whatever your next layer is without fear of it reactivating. And we'll see.
And that has worked great.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because I've already put one layer down, and I was trying to work out. I was looking at the different colors and I know where I'm wanting to go. I've got the color. It's like, well, I want to go with this to darken it, because I'm doing the Teppy 75 model for display, because we didn't have one of her painted yet. We have the bus painted, but we didn't have the 75 painted. So, and I decided that I'm doing this one. She's going to be a black jaguar.
Oh, okay.
But But if you look at pictures of black jaguars, where the sun, where the light's hitting them, you can see the coat. It's just really, really dark. So I kind of did a base undercoat and put the pattern on there. And now I'm just going to...
Well, now, are they rosettes like a leopard type of thing? Or?
Kind of. They're like... But with this coloration, they end up looking like blotches, because that's all completely dark.
Yeah.
And so the tawny part of the coat, the lines in between, is what you see in the highlights and stuff. But yeah, normally it's kind of like a irregular circle, with a ring with spots inside it. So, and it's usually the fur that you can see as the negative space of that is a little bit darker than the coat.
Yeah, so that you can still see that there's a difference in the spaces, the fur.
Regularly you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how that turns out.
Yeah, I am too. I'm thinking about doing her headdress a little bit different than I did the bust headdress, because I'm gonna go back and look at different jungle birds and
different feathers and
colors.
And
look and maybe pick a different coloration. But we'll see. We'll see.
Well, that's cool.
But hopefully she'll look cool.
I think so. I think it's going to be neat. Just the stuff that you've done on it so far is pretty cool looking.
Oh, well, thanks.
Yeah, I like that. So, but anyway, we're gonna wrap up this episode this week, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed our little diatribe on what hobbies are and what they mean to us and how we look at them and all that sort of thing. And so, I would be interested to see what you think about what hobbies are to you and all that. So please post that in the comments below, and we'll be happy to check that out for sure. So
absolutely.
Otherwise, we will see you guys in the next episode next week.
All right. Y'all take care.
So we'll see you then.
Bye now.
Bye.